major thing that we can do. And just everybody kind of come back to being my brother's keeper. You know, one thing that I would say, if any student tend to bully someone or picking on someone, and you know that that's a student who don't defend themselves, and if you see that, I think that's something that you should report.
So you think our behavior has an effect on other people's reaction and behavior towards themselves and others?
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Well, we'd like to thank you. We're going to stay tuned and come back and we'll have more information from Dr. Harper.
I remember those days when I was my...
Hello and welcome back to this special edition at This Week at the Lou Spring Fest 2007. Today we are talking about the Virginia Tech shootings and mental health illness with Dr. Hart. Dr. Hart, my question for you is, if someone at Tougaloo had a mental illness, what should they do?
Let me phrase it by saying two things. If someone has a mental illness and they have recognized that they have a mental illness, of course we would like for them to come and talk to the counselor in the counseling center. If someone knows that someone else is probably exhibiting behaviors of a mental health issue, we would like for them to refer. We have a referral that is online, or they may come by my office. I've stopped in Jameson Hall and pick up a referral. And once that person has acknowledged that they have that, of course, we have counseling services on campus. We have other support groups that are on campus, and we also have the help center that is on campus. So we have a number of venues that students may come if they are having trouble with mental health.
Okay, you say mental health. I mean, how do you distinguish who has a mental health disorder and who doesn't? Because I think my roommates are a little off all the time. I mean,
Well, you know what? Everybody have a bad day every now and then. And everyone is going to be depressed. Just like with physical health, you have a headache and you're not feeling at your best. And the same thing is with mental health at times. But usually if someone is depressed, the way that we would figure out that you're depressed, if you're depressed more than 2 weeks, if you are always seeing negative things, you are not optimistic about life, you feel that things will never work out, the challenges are too strong. Generally, people who have good mental health are people who are optimistic. They're looking forward to the challenges. They're looking forward to doing things, enjoying life. And they go out and they make those things happen. So that's usually the difference that you can tell when someone is definitely having a mental health issue.
So what are some different treatments for someone who has?
It varies. Generally, it can just be, a mental health issue can be as little as them coming and just talking to someone, talking it out. More severe may require a medical regimen, which means they would be required to be on medication and also have a talk with a psychologist, a therapy regimen along with the medication to see what helps or what improves that mental health issue. For instance, a student who might have bipolar, and bipolar is extremely highs and extremely lows. Generally, that is medication that would have to help that student. They may have a chemical imbalance. We have some students who may be schizophrenic, and they're just not sure what is going on with them when they're hearing things or seeing things that are not there. There again, that student would probably be referred out to a behavioral health center where they would put them on a medication regimen as well as some therapy.
So, why do you think mental health disorders is such a touchy subject in the African American community?
I think it's not known. It's not enough awareness out there. The church is very large in the African American community, and a lot of times, if you've been to a lot of churches, you'll hear them, if you pray about it, it's going to go away. I believe in prayer, but sometimes when you pray, God says, go to the doctor and he'll help you. It's a cultural thing. We were brought up where we don't air our dirty laundry. And then the stigma is still there that if you have a mental health problem, it cannot be fixed. And that's something that we would like to clear up. It's like a physical health problem. If you break your arm, you go to the doctor, they reset it. If you have a chemical imbalance, the only way that you're going to heal from that is if you get medication to put that balance into it. Or if there has been, for instance, if something happened to you in your childhood, until you deal with what happened in that childhood, you're going to stay at that point and not be able to grow. So the thing is that I think it's just not enough awareness that mental health is just an illness like anything else, and that it is treatable.
Well, I noticed a piece of paper in your hand. Could you explain what that is?
Yes, this is at the Virginia Tech shooting. We had in one hall, we asked students to come by and put their condolence and thoughts from Tougaloo that we will mail to Virginia Tech. And a lot of the students, this is one way again of helping students get through what they need to, because not only the students at Virginia Tech and other colleges, we felt the tragedy and the hardship and the grief that those students are going through with the senseless killings that took place. So this is just many of the students' thoughts that we decided to put on paper so that we could send to them.
Immediately after doing this, we also had a vigil on Warren's Hall, Lauren, with our chaplain, so that the students were able to pray and to try and release some of those things and send good wishes to the students at Virginia Tech.
This is nice. So if you had an opportunity to give some advice to some of the Virginia Tech current students, what would you give them?
I would just tell them to hold on, to realize, a lot of times that we don't know what's in our future, but we do know who holds our future, and to let go of some of the things that you cannot change. People that love you, people that are supporting you, take that support and try to get back to as normal a routine as possible. And realize that allow you going to breathe. Allow yourself the time to breathe in the way that you can. And again, just take care of what you need to heal your and cope with it.
Well, Dr. Harper, we'd like to thank you for talking to us. We really appreciate the information and advice that you gave us about mental health illness and the Virginia Tech incident. So we're going to take a quick break, but we'll come right back to we'll be talking to Eric Pitcher about the Spring Fest and next activities. Welcome back to This Week at the Lou Spring Fest 2007. Now we'll have our audience feedback where we have Miss Tyra out there asking questions. So Tyra, what's the first question?
My name is Cameron DePasa. I'm a junior and I'm from Greenville, Mississippi. And my question is, what warning signs should we look for in a student to see if he has mental problems?
Okay, some of the signs would be if you know that person, that their behavior has changed. If that person was a very neat person and they might become very unorganized, leaving things, forgetting a lot of things, or just a student who is acting out of the norm of what normally they have been acting is usually a sign. If a student normally goes to class, they stop going to class. They stop eating. They stop interacting with other people, become a loner. As we know, that the student that at Virginia Tech was a loner, just didn't talk to anyone. The changing of behaviors, I think, may be the largest sign that you would look for.
My name is Candace King, and I'm a junior biology major from Jackson, Mississippi. My question is, Virginia Tech was a pretty big school. Tougaloo's pretty small. Now, if the killer at Virginia Tech had killed 33 people, including himself, at a large school like that, how do we dispel the fear among students about that happening at a small college? And more people could get killed at a small college. So how do we, I know a lot of us are pretty much kind of scared, so how do we dispel that fear among Tougaloo students that something could happen here?
I think, of course, we have our chief here with us as with security, but I think the most way is to take an active part in, you're one of the first hands that see students. So if you see something that's going on, again, out of the ordinary, to tell someone, to talk to someone in student affairs, tell the counselor, tell a teacher, tell someone that this student is not attending class, this student has been ill, they've been doing certain things. I think you will be a major component in helping keep the college safe. And that means you're not telling on someone, you're just reporting something that may be something out of the ordinary.
Also on that same subject, it takes the whole campus to make this college a safe campus. You can count 120 officers on this campus, and it's still something will happen. But the way that we can prevent a lot of crime from happening on this campus is first, if you look at how is this about to come about. First of all, who is the person